Hi, I'm Kate from InVigorate Physio. So today we're going to talk about a double leg squat, and then we're going to show you some variations and ways to progress. So while a double leg squat itself is quite a stable movement, quite a nice place to start, as you add the extra challenge and the more dynamic movements, we can start to make it much more sport specific. Good for sports where we're moving sideways, good for direction change sports, good for sports where we're needing a bit more resilience to impact as well. So I'll talk you through a few different options, and as always, if you have any questions, you can always drop me an email. So we'll start off with just how to double leg squat and looking at how we start to absorb those forces, moving down and up, and then how we make it a little bit more dynamic. So to start off with, we want a wide-ish base of support. You can either have feet pointing straight forwards, or you can have them very slightly outwards. Up to you, whatever you feel most comfortable with. So all we're going to do is we're just going to bend at our hips and our knees and drop into the squat and then back up again. Now you may have been asked by me just to play around with where your weight is in your feet, so you have a little bit of an awareness of where your weight is loading through your feet as well. But as we go down, we should ideally keep our weight nice and even through our feet all the way through the movement. And you'll see that my knee is tracking directly over my foot, so I'm not going inwards, and I'm not going outwards excessively either. Now if we look from the side, you'll notice that I'm bending at my hips and my knees, so I'm sitting back into the movement so that I'm not translating forwards too much and I'm not translating backwards too much. I'm kind of getting a nice even bend at both. Okay, so that's your double leg squat. Now in order to make it slightly more dynamic, we're going to start with our feet a bit narrower. I'll show you my right leg so I can travel that way. Feet slightly narrower, then we're going to take a step out and down and then push back up again. Now what we don't want to be happening is that we step out, down, up and back in a right angle. We want to be going down in a diagonal line, so we drop into it and push back up again. So this may feel a bit more dynamic, a little bit more bouncy. We want to feel nice and elastic as we step into this movement. So that's your next step, and that's obviously loading the leg that you're squatting onto more than the other side, okay? So we can make it slightly more difficult by adding a couple of different options. So I've got a ball. This can sometimes be good just for adding an extra level of intention, so you're thinking about where you're going. So what I might do is I might look at, can I sidestep, and then can I go up onto one leg? So I'm going to drop down and then up. So you'll see that my ball is moving in a diagonal direction. It's also encouraging me to get low into my squat. Or the other option, this is particularly good for things like netball, this exercise, is we're going to drop down and then we're going to spiral. Okay, so what I'm doing there is I'm stepping out and then I'm pushing up, also good for golf, pushing up and round. So I might roll onto the outside of my standing leg, but I'm really looking at, can I push through my calf and through my glute to rotate up. And I'm pushing the ball up and out of shot here, but I'm aiming for that direction. Okay? So you can see we've taken our double leg squat, we've added a dynamic element, which is great for direction change. It's load acceptance onto that leg and then dynamically pushing back off again. So good if you do lots of running and cutting and things within your sport. But we've also added in a single leg balance, we've also added in a rotation as well. So it's looking at all sorts of different things. It's a really good multifaceted exercise. So give it a go, give me a shout if any problems. Take care.